Last week, I made a video about why Notion aesthetics don't matter, and I got bullied in the comment section. Personally, I think it's unnecessary. Functionality is more important than aesthetics, in my opinion. But I guess, if it's a good, functional, and productive workspace, it can be pretty too. This is how to make your Notion aesthetic. So this is what we're working with. This is what I made in last week's video. If you want to know how to set this up from like a functional standpoint, watch last week's video. If you want to know how to make something ugly like this, aesthetic, then just watch now. First thing we'll do is go up here, click on these three dots, and let's change it to a serif. That instantly looks better, or more aesthetic. Okay, the next thing we need is a banner, because this is not working. Just Google something like banner GIF. I'll search rain. I want a nice rain aesthetic. I want it like still not too distracting. Something with like, oh, maybe let's do pixel art. Perfect. So when you find one that you like, you'll go right click, copy image address, add cover. One will automatically get uploaded, just a random one. Then click change cover, and then here you'll paste the link. So you actually don't need to download it. You can just upload a link. And now we have a cool banner here. If you just hover over the banner, you can see reposition. You could just change it to better fit the screen. Okay, we have a banner, we have a better font. Now we need a little icon here. So what you can do is you can just press here. Obviously you have all the emojis. If you don't want an emoji, there's also an icons tab with a bunch of different icons and stuff. If you want something a bit more aesthetically pleasing, then what we can do is we can go to flat icon. This website has a bunch of different icons. They're all free. You just right click, do the same thing as before, get image address and upload it there. However, I'm going to search instead on Google. We're not selling these, so we don't have to worry about commercial use and stuff. It's just for personal use. Frog pixel art. That's cute. Okay, copy image address. You click here, custom, paste, submit. There we go. Okay, now we have a banner. We have a cute little frog. We have a title, which is a nice font, and that font gets carried over for everything on this page. So just one quick thing to mention about the font is this font is just for this page, so the other pages will stay as the default font. This looks horribly boring. I totally agree. I get that. It's not very aesthetic. It's not very fun. We're going to change this to a gallery. So if you click here, layout, we're going to change it from table to gallery. Now we have a gallery here. So to add images here, we have a few options. So the default is we can drag an image into this space, and then it will become the image representing this tile. However, if later down the line, we actually want to start adding stuff to this page, then having a large image here doesn't make much sense. So the first thing we're going to do is actually change a setting. So we'll go back to these three dots, click on layout. Now we're going to change card preview from page content to page cover. So now we can put text here. It won't show up. Okay, so now for these, I'll do the same thing and find some nice GIFs or images that could represent these different areas in my life. I'll just take the first one, right click, copy image address, bring it over, add cover, change cover, link, paste, submit. And then here we go. Okay, so now we have these. That already looks better. Look, I must admit, this is looking better. Okay, I admit it. These tasks look a bit boring. Look, don't hate me, but I'm going to slightly talk about functionality. It will look pretty though. It's pretty functionality. Okay, click on one of these. So these are random tasks that I've given it. So here you can see a complete field. We want to just click here, properties, this eye icon on complete. Now we can see if it's been completed or not. Now what we want to do is quickly change. If it's ticked complete, it doesn't show up anymore in this view. So I'll go up to this tab and just right click and do duplicate. We're going to write here all work. We're going to change this one, the work tab, right click, let's rename it to uncomplete. All work, we want to be able to see everything that we've done and not done. And on uncomplete, obviously we don't want to see stuff that we've already done. Let's say you've already watched Notion setups with friends and you've already subscribed. Then what you'll do is you'll go to filter, add advanced filter, where complete is unchecked. Now you can see only unchecked tasks are here. So if we hit tick, it gets removed. However, you can always find all your tasks here. You might be thinking, well, this doesn't have too much to do with aesthetics, but that's not true. I'll show you why. If we have a bunch of tasks here and we don't have this filter on, and what we'll be seeing instead is something like this. So if you are ticking them in and you're still seeing them, this will end up being a very, very long list, and it's just not very aesthetically pleasing or functionally pleasing. Is that a word? I don't know. Now, let me just quickly delete these. There we go. The next thing to do is add little emojis for all of your different tasks. So answer my emails. What we'll do is add icon and we'll just do an email emoji. Having an emoji next to each task will, I don't know, it just looks better. So if you saw last week's video, you know how this is all set up. So let's just drag this to today. Say we want to add a walk dog. You can just drag it here and we can add an emoji. And then once it's complete, you just hit complete. Again, if you want to know the functionality, just watch last week's video. And I apologize if I'm very mean about aesthetics in that last video. That was before I made this video. Another thing you can do is make yourself like a little menu at the top. So what we'll do is we'll make a few different columns. Again, I was hating on columns in the last video, but this is not for a to-do list. Again, I stand by that. Don't have your to-do list as columns, but you might want it as a menu. Say work, and I'll just change this into a header 2. So it's like that. Let's add a divider. So /div. Divider comes up. I'll only do one of these and then I'll show you how to copy and paste it over. Then you can add links to different pages. So if you haven't created a page yet, then just do /page and then create that. Or you can do a link to a page. So if you already have an existing page and you just want to link to it, so not create a new one, then here you can search for the specific page that you want to link to. Okay, so we have one column here. What we're going to do is highlight these two, Control C or Command C, and I will just drag these over. And you can see here this little faint blue line appears. That's showing that you're creating another column. Then these, we can drag them up, drag them under this, and then you can see now this blue line appears showing that it's only half the screen. I'll just press plus here, give it some extra space underneath. And then let's say we want another one, paste that, drag it over like that, and now we have 3 columns. Here you can put your goals, all of that stuff. So I've just added some stuff here under life and side hustle. So now you kind of have a menu here at the top. We can change this. I'm already confident in changing this from not aesthetic to aesthetic. You know, I'm feeling confident. But you know what? This is still taking up a lot of space. Let's find maybe a more calming and inspiring GIF to put here as well. Then when you find an image that you like, instead of copying image address, we're just going to right click and do copy image. Then you're going to find some space and just paste that. Now I'm going to show you a common problem that people have with putting stuff next to databases. Let's say you try and drag this and put this next to the database and it's not creating a new column. I'll show you just a way to work around that. First, we'll just create some blank space here just by hitting enter. And then in this space, we'll do / and write column. And you want 2 columns. Here you can see the 2 columns have been created. And now you can drag this into one of these columns. Now we're going to drag the other image into that column. Now, as you can see, this is taking up way too much space. So if you hover in between them, you can see this shows up. And now we can just drag this. And then we'll just drag this out like this. And now it sits perfectly next to it. One other thing that I wanted to mention is embedding YouTube videos. Now, you might have seen this before, but I want to show you a really cool way to do it. So we'll go to fitness. We'll do that one again. And let's create a new task, ab workout. So say if you're doing an ab workout on a consistent basis, let's say once a week, twice a week or whatever. And instead of searching up every single time, what we're going to do is embed the YouTube video straight onto this page. That way you have instant access to it every single time. So just as an example, I'll just take one of my videos. Now to embed a video, you don't actually have to hit the share and hit the embed. You can just copy and paste the link, which is really useful. So we'll copy and paste the link here and then hit embed video. So now let's say if I'm doing an ab workout on Tuesday, and then I have instant access to my ab workout right here. And let's say I have another one on Thursday. I just hold down Alt, drag that here, and it will appear here. And again, I have my ab workout video. Every single video that you might be viewing on a consistent basis, this is really helpful just to kind of get rid of the distractions that you're probably getting every time you open up YouTube. So, and then again, when you hit complete, it's gone from this view. Super useful. Okay, last thing, widgets. So you can just Google Notion widgets, and there's a few websites. Indify is a good one. They have a bunch of different widgets. We have widget box as well. So you might want something like a countdown timer to, you know, when you have an exam or a project at work or whatever, something like that. You could have a clock. You could, I guess you could have a clock, even though, you know what? You're not going to have a clock because you have a clock on your phone, which you're always looking at. It's on your computer, which you're currently looking at. Wherever you're using Notion, you have a clock right there. I don't know why you would be using it. And I went through it in my last video, and I'm sick of this. Why are we using widgets to distract ourselves? This is aesthetic enough. You don't need stupid widgets like a clock widget distracting you. I'm sick of this. Subscribe, okay? I hope this was useful. Look, I made it aesthetic now. Are you happy? Are you happy that it's aesthetic? I've done everything. I won't go as far to put a frickin' clock in my Notion. Subscribe, okay? I made a frickin' Notion aesthetic video for you.